"Well, then," he said, taking the hatchet back, "I guess we'll just have to dispose of this in the simplest way possible." He turned to the girls. "Here goes nothing." He reared back and made as if to heave the hatchet over the railing and into the depths of the canyon. Before he could complete his toss, however, Janelle laid a hand on his forearm and brought her face close to his. She was smiling openly now. "Actually," she purred, "I kind of like things that result in devastation and destruction." Her fingers drifted down Chuck's arm and closed around the back of his hand. From the corner of his eye, Chuck saw Rosie and Carmelita smiling along with their mother's obvious pleasure. He said to Janelle. "Sounds like this implement is too hot for either of us to handle. We're going to have to come up with somebody else to carry it for us." "Me, me!" Rosie hollered, her hand thrust into the air. "I'll carry it. It's not too hot for me." Chuck looked at Janelle, his brow furrowed, then back at Rosie. "I'm tempted," he told her. "I am, but you, all alone? I'm not sure. Don't you have someone you could share this duty with?" He slid his hand, still holding the hatchet, out of Janelle's grasp, and raised the hatchet so that its metal handle glinted in the sunlight. "I believe this is going to have to be a shared responsibility." Rosie looked confused. Then she beamed. "My sister!" she shouted. "Carm, she can help me!" "Why, of course she can," Chuck said. He handed Carmelita the hatchet before she had a chance to refuse. Carmelita feigned reluctance, but the gleam in her eyes betrayed her. She turned the hatchet over, its head protected by the plastic cover, as Chuck spoke to her in an Old West accent. "You take good care of that instrument of destruction, little lady," he said with mock seriousness. "We aim to have us a campfire this evening, and we're gonna need that there blade to help make it for us." "A fire, yeah!" Rosie cheered at Carmelita's side. She turned to her sister, her eyes big and round. "Do you think you can do it, Carm?" There was a beat of silence, long enough for Chuck to wonder whether Carmelita would reply, caught as she was between reassuring her little sister and maintaining the wall between herself and Chuck. "Sure," she told Rosie. "I got this." Without looking at Chuck, she swung the hatchet through the air and brought it to a sudden stop with a silent thwack against an imaginary piece of wood. "See? Piece of cake." She marched down Rim Trail, hatchet in hand. Rosie skipped alongside, chattering away. "An axe," Janelle said to Chuck as they headed down the trail. "You're trying to win the girls over, and you buy them an axe?" "A chance to find out what you tied yourself and the girls into. That's why you wanted to come here, right?" Chuck gestured ahead at the hatchet hanging from Carmelita's hand. "For better or worse, that's my world right there."